Hey everybody, it's Gavin here again, and I've just this minute walked away from a conversation with one of my employees, and she's going to be moving on to a new venture, a new little business venture for herself. And she came up to me and she said, Grant, so how important is marketing and branding going to be for me in my new venture? So I stood back, I looked at her and I said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Marketing and branding, and you're asking me how important it is? I said, well, how are people going to know about you? I speak to my agents about this all the time. If you're not marketing yourself or branding yourself, you're either going to be sitting in this sea of insignificance where you're just fitting in like everybody else, or you're literally going to be standing out due to your marketing and branding efforts. So people need to know about you. They need to know about your product or service. And if you're not spending any money on it, and that's probably where the problem lies, is when you start a new business, you're probably more focused on cost avoidance than growth and innovation, because there's no money coming in the early days. But in business, you've got to spend first in order to receive later, or spend first in order to earn money later. So we had a fantastic conversation, and even to the point of this lady's not even using social media. And she said to me, well, should I focus on social media? Well, I said, hey, it's free. You know, social media, you're going to reach your target, you're going to reach your family and friends and all your connections, and you're not going to be paying for anything initially. And then when you do start paying for it, it's so targeted and it's so specific, and you can do it on a small budget. And at least it's something, so you're putting your message out there to your followers. So I think I've given her some really, really good food for thought. And I thought it was a great topic just to speak about today, because then the next question people ask is, so where should I spend my money, and what area should I focus on for lead generation? So what I wanted to say is just think of the following. I think you've got to track business, and obviously if it's a new business, then it's more difficult. But what I say to my agents all the time is, go and look at your last 12 months. Go and see where your listings came from. Go and see where your buyers came from. That's going to give you a good idea of where your lead sources are coming from. And when you find that one particular lead source that seems to be coming up more often than not, then go back to that lead source, do more of it, make it better, make it bigger, spend more money on it, because it's obviously working for you. And I've got this lady in my office, and she did this exact exercise, and she worked out that 90% of her sole mandates came from the school. So I said to her, wow, well, that's fantastic. Just go back and amplify that. Go and spend more money. Go and build better relationships at the school, because it's obviously working for you. I think the second thing you've got to look at is you've got to look at what works for you in your market. We, for example, will sell on a lot of these exclusive gated estates. And for example, the one gated estate, Mount Edgecombe estate, we can't door knock. We can't advertise directly to homeowners. We can't put any flyers or pamphlets in their letterboxes. We're just not allowed to do that. It's just part of being part in that estate. So then suddenly something like networking and making sure you're a member of the club, and you're out there all the time meeting people and making sure that they know who you are at club functions becomes very, very important. And then finally, I think you've got to look at what you are good at. Now, a lead source or a lead generating source can be cold calling, picking up the phone book and dialing people in the telephone directory on a sort of cold case basis. And, you know, if you're not good at making calls, why would you even consider making that a strategy for your business? So look at the things that you're comfortable with. But for something like cold calling, for example, there is a place for it, and it's just one lead source that you can use to bring leads in your business. But if you're bad at it, why don't you just pay somebody, delegate it out, and pay somebody to do it by the hour and get it done for you? Or maybe you've got an assistant who can do it for you. So it makes absolute sense. And then finally, and probably the most important part, is you've got to have a budget. And generally when I say this, specifically in my environment, the room just goes silent, because nobody wants to spend money. But if you're going to spend money on something, spend it on marketing, spend it on branding, because every bit of money you put back, provided it's bringing leads into your business, it's going to pay off at the end of the day. So I hope this has helped. Spend money on marketing and branding, and make sure that your lead sources that you're investing money into are actually bringing leads. And if they're not, cut it. You know, don't waste your budget on areas that are not bringing leads into your business. So I hope that's helped.